Good morning, everybody. Thank you so much for joining us today for today's Odoo Live webinar. Good as always to have you with us. The time is now about 11:01 on this beautiful, sunny for once summer day in San Francisco. So today we're going to be talking about using Odoo Helpdesk to manage your relationships with your customers. My name is Clark, and I will be hosting today's session, which will be presented by my colleague Connor here. Connor is a business advisor here at Odoo San Francisco. He helps people evaluate the software to find out if it will fit their needs. So before we begin, I just want to go over a few procedural items for any of you who might be unfamiliar with this format. Today's presentation should take about 30 to 45 minutes, which will leave us about 15 minutes for a Q&A session at the end. Overall, the entire session, including the presentation and the Q&A, is going to last until noon Pacific time. So throughout Connor's presentation, I'm going to be answering any of your questions in the chat box to the right of the video. So keep your questions coming throughout the presentation. I'll do my best to answer them there. And of course, there's going to be some questions that I can't answer via chat, so we can save those for the end to go over them. Also, if you ask a question that I think is really relevant, we're going to save it and we're going to go over it at the end. And we're going to try to get all your questions answered in a satisfactory way. So please keep them coming throughout the presentation. Don't worry that if you ask your question early, it won't get answered. Also know, today's session is being recorded, and you can review this recording at any time just by visiting the URL at the top of the page. If you joined, or excuse me, if you if you signed up for this webinar on our website, you will receive, this is the same as the access link that you received by email. And if you got here by another means, you can just copy and save the URL at the top of the page. And I'm also going to be adding this presentation to our YouTube playlist, our Odoo Webinars YouTube playlist. And you can view that whole playlist of all our past webinars at odoo.com/r/Odoo webinars. Also, if you are interested in using Odoo and would like to receive a personalized demo by Connor, you can use the link at the bottom of the page to book a meeting directly on his calendar. So yeah, please, if you're interested, go ahead and just click there, and that books a meeting with him. Also, if you're interested in future webinars and future live broadcasts by us, please subscribe to our channel. We broadcast weekly at least on a variety of topics. Our next broadcast is 1 week from today, same Odoo time, same Odoo channel. And with that, I will turn it over to Connor.
Awesome. Thank you for the introduction, Clark. So we're going to go ahead and jump into the Helpdesk module this morning. So Helpdesk is primarily used to manage existing relationships with customers. So when you jump into this application, the dashboard is going to have a few different things. It's going to have this My Tickets area, which is essentially a shortcut to jump into your tickets. The KPIs for your performance, sorry about that. So this is just going to measure all of your performance for the day, for the week, and also a daily target that can be set by yourself or an administrator. And the teams down here for your support. So these support teams are also customizable. You can create as many teams as you'd like. Comes standard out of the box with one team. So let's go ahead and take a look up here. These are the open tickets that you have currently within your Kanban view. You can go ahead and jump into that. And this is going to show you the Kanban, in which you have essentially your different stages, and you've got your different ticket types right here. So we can go ahead and jump into those tickets to show you how they look in a minute, but first we're going to explain a little bit more about this dashboard. So right up here, this is the high priority tickets. So these are tickets that you gave a star rating to essentially escalate the priority of them. And similarly, over here you have urgent tickets, which is just the same thing, it's just escalated with a further star rating. Over here you've got the average open hours for tickets. So this is going to show you the amount of time spent on average for a ticket before it was closed. We've got 13 hours right here and 18 over here for the urgent. We don't have any information for high priority since we don't have any tickets there. And now down here we've got SLA failed. SLAs are essentially service level agreements, which are agreements you make with your existing clients about essentially responsiveness in a situation where they have a question or an issue with one of your products or services. So now moving over to this area over on the right, this is the performance metrics. This is essentially just going to show you your performance for the day, how many tickets you closed. If you have some tickets closed, you can go ahead and actually click into this. It'll bring you into a pivot table. We don't have any information right here to show you at this point, but if we close some tickets, we can show you that later on. Now this right here is customer rating. This is something you can enable in the configuration to take advantage of. It will allow your customers to give you a rating for the service provided when they had a ticket come into your system. And this is just going to show you your success rate for the day. So how many tickets were closed out of how many tickets you had within your pipe. And this is going to show you your average over the past week, and this is the daily target right there. So now let's go ahead and jump into the pipeline. We're going to go ahead and click into the tickets right here for this support team. So this will bring us directly into the pipeline for this specific support team. And click into that, and we've got a variety of different tickets currently held in the new stage and one in progress. These stages are actually editable and customizable. You can always add a new column. You can add it. You could go ahead and fold these columns to get them out of the way. You can go ahead and drag and drop them, and you can go ahead and even delete them, because you notice we have 2 reviews right there. So let's go ahead and delete this column, and now we have just left with this review. So we can always switch these around and really kind of drag and drop and make them as much customized as you'd like. And one of the other nice features with these stages is right here. You can go ahead and click into the edit stage, and you can go ahead and set up an automated answer email template for when it reaches a certain stage within that Kanban. You can go ahead and give it a new ticket request and save that. So let's go ahead and click into one of these tickets just to show you a little bit more information about them. So when you're in the actual ticket form, there's a few different fields in which you can edit, such as which help desk team it has been assigned to, the support or support team level 2. You can always change that out. Who it is assigned to in terms of the team member. It is assigned to me. However, you can change the assignation at any point in time to anyone within your team, and you can also configure the system to automatically assign based on a balanced ratio, so just making sure that all the team members have a similar amount of tickets in their pipeline, or you can randomly assign them, which will again automate that, but it'll just randomly pass it to a team member, or you can do it manually. You can also set the priority right down here. This is what I was showing you when we were on that main dashboard. You can give it a star rating to essentially escalate this ticket type. Moving over here, we can see the customer who submitted the ticket is Clark Stewart, and we've got his customer email right there. Ticket type, this is configurable as well up in configuration. You can set this up to have a variety of different ticket types. However, out of the box, you're going to have 2 choices, question or issue. Let's just go ahead and choose issue, and we can give it a tag. These tags are going to show up across the system. If you have used Odoo before, I'm sure you recognize this tag field. Tags are a really nice feature though, because you'll be able to create tags at any point in time or choose existing ones and then be able to search based on those tags later on and really just filter down to find whatever ticket or individual you're looking for without having to dig around the system too much. So let's just go ahead and associate an issue tag with that. Go ahead and save this. And now scrolling down to this chatter area, you can also see that there's a little bit of information down here stored in it. You can send emails directly through this, so if you're using Gmail or Microsoft Outlook, you'll be able to directly integrate that email server with Odoo and send emails directly through this chatter. So you can simply click new message, click this box right here, it'll open up an email window, and you can always use templates, create new templates, and use an HTML placeholder to really automate a lot of these emails and cut down on some time. You can also store notes in this area, so if you'd like to store an attachment, a picture file, a JPEG, anything like that, you can go ahead and click right into here and scroll down. Go ahead and choose a JPEG file or a PDF file, and you can go ahead and upload that directly into this chatter area. You can also leave notes for an administrator or any of your team members by simply doing an @ symbol and tagging someone within the team. So now Tamara Wright will have a notification that she needs to check out this PDF, and that'll be stored in that chatter area. So that is essentially what this ticket area is going to look like. I do want to show you now how you can go ahead and create a new ticket. There's going to be a few different methods in order to create a ticket within the system. I'm going to show you the first method, which is manual creation. And then after that, Clark and I will show you the other automated methods. So let's go ahead and quickly write in a new ticket type. So question about purchase application. We're going to see it's automatically assigned to Charlie Hills. That is because we have it set as a balanced assignation at this point. We can see the help desk team is under support. We can always change that out to support level 2. We are going to do so in this instance. We're going to give it a priority rating of high. We can choose a customer for this. Let's go ahead and choose Equinix. We're going to choose customer email. And we're going to also choose the ticket type. We're going to choose question because they didn't say it was a question about purchase application. And we're going to use a tag. We don't have a purchase tag in there at this point in time, so let's go ahead and create that tag. Go ahead and create that, and we can assign a color to it even, just so you can always have that nice view when you're in the Kanban just to see that tag. Alright, so now let's go ahead and save this ticket. And by doing so, it has now created the ticket type. We're now in the new stage, and also you can see that there are 5 customer tickets open for this one specific customer. So we could go ahead and click into that if you'd like, and it'll show you all of the different tickets associated with this specific company. So it's definitely a nice feature, and just kind of gives you a little bit more information about the happenings with that relationship at that point in time. So I want to show you another ticket as well, just going a little bit deeper with that following the customer. Clark Stewart is similar to Equinix in that he has a few customer tickets open. We can go ahead and click into that and see all of his different tickets. Now we can go ahead and click into one of his tasks just to see that a little bit more information. Let's go ahead and click into his customer. This will bring us directly into his contact form. And from here you see there's a variety of new field or dialog boxes up here. And probably most importantly, right here you can see that we have 2 sales with Clark. So these are going to be kept in perpetuity, so all of that historical data that we have made over time with Clark will be stored in the system. You can see the 2 sales orders to Clark. We can go ahead and click in just to see what he bought. Bought a mantis-shaped toboggan from our store, so that's most likely why he has submitted some tickets. So let's go ahead and take a look. Oh, sorry, went a little bit too far back on that breadcrumb. We can also check out his invoices just to make sure that everything has been paid for and that everything is up to par. So everything looks good in that regard. Let's go ahead and go back into the main dashboard. So now we're going to go ahead and show you how you're going to bring in a lead using an email alias. So first, I do want to show you that you would need to make sure you have that setting enabled. You're going to come into settings and go ahead, scroll down to this channels area and make sure that email alias is checked off. Now you'll see right here you can choose an email. So we've got support at mantisrus.odoo.com. So if anyone emails that email alias, it will automatically create a ticket in our system. So I'm going to pass it off to Clark, and he's going to show you how that's going to work.
Absolutely, yeah. I'll be playing the role of a customer for all these ticket submission methods right now. So I'm going to quickly jump into my screen. How do I do that right? There. Okay, so here we are in my screen. And what I have here is an email that I'm composing to support at connorscompany.odoo.com at his chosen email alias, basically. And I'm going to go ahead and describe my issue. I can have a subject line of the email, of course. That'll be email ticket from Clark, 1234. And I'll also add just a description. The description in my email body here. And so this subject line is going to show up as the title of the ticket, and this the email body is going to be displayed in the chatter. And also what I can do is add an attachment. So let's just say I'm asking for help about this, configuring this push rule or something. So I've submitted a a screenshot of my settings. And then I'm going to go ahead and send that and just leave my email there. So you leave my email and switch back to Connor's computer. So here we are on Connor's screen.
All right, so now we can go ahead and jump into all tickets just to make sure that we can find Clark's newest ticket. Email ticket from Clark1234 is what he just sent in. So we're going to go ahead and click on that. You can see it's automatically been assigned to Tamara Wright. You can see the customer's Clark Stewart, his email right there. This is his subject line as the ticket type name. And also the body of the email is right here in the chatter. So we can go ahead and directly email him back just to get that correspondence going and really get his issue resolved in the quickest manner possible. So this is just one of the ways that you can automate the tickets coming into your system. Now we're going to go ahead and show you a second way through the use of our live chat system. And again, that is going to need to be configured. Just come up to configuration, go to settings. It'll let you choose which team you'd like to set up the configuration for. We're just going to choose the support team that we've been using the whole day. We're going to come down to channels and make sure that live chat is checked off. So I'm going to pass it back to Clark again, and he's going to show you how the live chat's going to work.
Absolutely. So here we are on my screen. I am on the homepage of Connor's website here, mantisrus.odoo.com. We don't really have much in the way of configuration on this website going because, of course, this is just a demo about Helpdesk. But what I can do is, as a visitor to his website, I'll see this window down here. Oh, I need to move my... I'll see this window down here. Have a question? Chat with us. And I can click on that to pop open the live chat window. You can configure this to pop open automatically or only show on specific pages. This is the default behavior. It shows on every page of your website and only pops open when the user clicks on it. But anyway, here's the live chat window, and I can say, hi, I have an issue. And I will switch back to Connor's screen to show you what that's going to look like.
And as you can see, it is already populated onto my screen. We've got Clark Stewart mentioning that he has an issue. So after you have a little bit of correspondence with him, find out what that issue is, you want to create that ticket type. So we're going to bring that ticket into the system by simply doing a /helpdesk, choose /helpdesk right there, and type in what you'd like the ticket name to be. So we're going to go ahead and type that in, and it automatically creates this Odoo bot message, Clark having issues 1. We can follow this shortcut, and it'll bring us directly into this new ticket. Oh, I apologize for that. So this brought us in directly into that new ticket. We've got Clark having issues number 1. It's assigned to me. We've got support right there, the customer name, and also you can see the live chat conversation has been populated into the internal notes section on this ticket type. So it's a really nice feature. Again, just kind of organizes a lot of that information and keeps that there for your references for later on. Now we're going to go ahead and show you the final method that we're going to be showing today of how to bring in a new lead automatically. So we're going to go up to configuration one last time, come into the support team, scroll down to channels, and make sure that website form is checked off. Now once again, I'm going to pass it off to Clark, and he's going to show you from the customer side how he's going to submit that ticket and have it populate directly into my help desk.
Great, thank you, Connor. So let's see, I'm going to switch back to my screen here. There we go, switch back to my screen. I am here on Connor's homepage, and I'm going to go ahead and go to this help menu item up here. And as you can see, this window, this live chat window follows me around as I navigate the website, so I don't lose my chat. If Connor, say, wants to say, oh, why don't you go and check out this page, you might find an answer there. I can still keep Connor in the chat while that's happening, but for now I'm going to close it. Oh, here's another little feature. I can give Connor, as a live chat operator, a rating 10, 5, or 1, I believe, and those ratings will be averaged out to arrive at at a performance KPI for the live chat operator. So let's go ahead and rate him, and that'll close the window. And so here I am on the help desk page of Connor's website. Of course, you can customize this. This is just the bare bones, the skeleton, default skeleton of the website. And I can come here and submit an issue, and that's going to open up this web form here where I can describe my issue. Since I'm logged in, I've already created a portal user on Connor's website. I can go ahead and, or rather my name and my email address are already populated here. I can set a different email address if I'd like, or a different name. The system is going to detect the user to assign this ticket to based on the email that's here, not the logged in user. And the name is not checked for associating that with another user. But so I'll go ahead and enter a subject line here. That'll be web form ticket. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Do script. Can't talk and type at the same time. And I'm going to go ahead and send that image, or send that support ticket, which takes me to this landing page. You can customize this landing page, of course, but as a portal user, I can't. If you have website editor access rights, you can. And before I hand it over to Connor, I just want to show you one more of the features here on the front end for your portal users. You can view all your open issues here. And as you can see, I can view all my tickets, their status, and my title for the ticket. So let's look at that web form ticket. And you can see that I can check the status, see who it's assigned to, see the date it was submitted, and I can communicate a little bit. I can write a message here if I'd like. So yeah, now I'll go ahead and hand it over to Connor. That's the one.
All right. So I just wanted to show you really briefly, here's that rating that Clark just sent in about 2 minutes ago, giving me a 10 out of 10 for that live chat operation. So I'm just going to close that window. Now let's go ahead and jump into all tickets so we can go ahead and find that web form ticket. So there it is, web form ticket 12345. Let's go ahead and click into that. We can see it's been automatically assigned to Keith. We've got the customer as Clark. It's keeping track of all of his customer tickets up there. Got the support team right here, and let's just go ahead and send him a message. So I'm going to send that email to him, and it's going to pop up in the portal for him. So we can have a direct correspondence between those portals, and that is something that is really nice just with the Odoo Helpdesk features.
Absolutely. And can I just switch over to my screen and show them how that's going to look on the front end? Oops. There we go. So here is my screen that I was just looking at, and as you can see, Connor's message shows up right here, and I can reply. As you can see, Clark is very articulate. And back now to Connor's screen for him to continue.
And we can see that Clark's message is now populated to the top of the chatter, so having that dialogue between us is going to be a super simple thing, and if you're going to take advantage of this, having that dialogue with your customers will be a breeze. So, just want to show you a few of the different things that we showed today and how they'll be configured. So one of the most important things to really take full advantage of the configuration of really any application within the system is to come down to settings and make sure that you have developer mode activated. This will give you a lot more control in the settings that you're able to tinker with. So let's go ahead and jump back into Helpdesk. Now I had mentioned earlier that we had configured SLAs, customer ratings, additional support teams, and all of those automations to bring the leads into your system. So all of that is going to be handled through configuration up here. I just want to show you first the settings, then we can go through these separate columns. So let's go into settings. This is where you can create new help desk teams. Simply just press create and you can create a new help desk team, assign team members to it. So let's go ahead and just show you this. Support level 3. So we can add team members to it from our existing teams. And we can also change the assignation method. This is what I was mentioning earlier. This is how it's going to be assigned to your specific team members. Right now it's set as manually. That's what it's going to come as out of the box. However, balanced is the kind of makes the most sense just in terms of assigning all of the leads equally across the team. You can also use random, in which it'll just randomly assign all of those leads. Let's use balanced though. Now scrolling down here, you need to make sure that you have email alias checked off. This is what's going to allow you to bring those leads in directly through that email. Make sure that live chat is also being used so that you can have live chat populate onto the front end when any customers come onto your website or any domain that you set up specific to that live chat. And also have website form checked off. So this way you can bring in those leads through that last method. Now, there is a fourth method to automate the leads. However, it does go beyond the scope of the presentation today, but I do want to mention that we do have an API that can allow you to connect third-party applications and create tickets using those web services. Now, scrolling down here, if you'd like to enable SLA policies for a specific team, you can set that up directly right here. You just click into here, and you can configure them down here on SLA policies. Also, if you'd like to enable ratings for your system, you can handle that from right here. This will allow your customers to give a rating based on essentially how happy or satisfied they were with the service given to them when they had an issue or question. So that's essentially everything that you would want to enable that we had enabled for today's performance or demonstration. So we can go ahead and save this. Oh, and one last thing, if you'd like to publish your support team online and have that published on the forum, you can go ahead and do so by simply pressing published. This will bring you into your website, and you can go ahead and publish it directly from here, and now this team is able to have new tickets be submitted from the online. So let's go ahead and jump back into our help desk. I want to show you a few more of those columns in the configuration, and then we will open it up for a question and answer. Come into help desk, we are back on the dashboard. We're going to go into configuration. So if you'd ever like to create new ticket tags, you can do so either from the ticket on the tag field directly from there, or you can do it in here by simply pressing create and bringing in a new type of tag. Now we've got an accounting tag. So it's very simple. You just type it in and press enter and you've got a new tag type. Now scrolling down here for ticket type, this is the types of tickets that can be submitted. Right now we've got question and issue that will be set out of the box. However, you can create as many as you'd like. Let's go ahead and create a service ticket type. And scrolling down, we can also create new stages for the Kanban view directly through here, similar to how we just did with ticket type and ticket tags. And you can also create email templates directly through here. This is what I was showing you in the chatter section. You'll be able to create an email template and use HTML placeholders to populate the information in, so you don't have to write any email ever again if it's an introductory one. And lastly, down on SLA policies, if you are going to be taking advantage of these service level agreements, you can create them directly through here. This example right here is a perfect example of showing you an SLA, closing urgent tickets within 36 hours. So it's essentially just an agreement between you and your clients, giving a timeline for the response. So that essentially covers what we have planned to show you today. So if anyone has any questions, we can go ahead and field those from here on out.
Great, thank you, Connor. I do have one question saved up here from, and I don't think pronouncing YouTube names is always a challenge. Bazamor be good? Bazamorb? Anyway, pardon me if I butchered that. Let's see, he's asking, is it possible to send SLA notifications to the team? For example, hey, SLA has passed on your ticket. Make sure you check it out. For example, like automating a message to go out when a SLA is approaching its failure date. And the answer to that is not by default, that you can do it with Odoo Studio with an automated action. But Connor, I wonder if you could just show us enable an SLA quickly and then show us where that's going to show up on the ticket? Just quickly create a new SLA policy and show us how that's going to show up in the Kanban and in the list view and on your dashboard.
Can't type. All right. We are going to apply it to the support team. You can choose any of your support teams right there. Set the minimum priority. Since we have urgent tickets right there, we're going to mark it as urgent, and the ticket type issue. So now we're going to make sure we have a target. We're going to keep it at new. Or no, sorry.
Probably
we're going to have it solved. Sorry.
Yeah. And a quick note, if I can interject.
And within 1 day.
If you choose a closing stage as a target, like solved or canceled, then getting it into any closing stage will satisfy the SLA. For example, if you end up canceling an SLA ticket, you're not going to create an SLA failure. So solved and canceled in this database are both configured as closing stages. That means the ticket is considered closed. So therefore, reaching any closing stage as your SLA target, or regardless of which SLA target is selected, is going to satisfy that SLA.
And we're going to choose the reach in 1 day as we have the timeline set to 24 hours up here. So we're going to go ahead and save this. And we can come back. We can see that SLA policy right there. We can see we have still not failed any SLAs. We can jump into those tickets. This is one of the SLAs right here because it is marked as an urgent priority.
You might need to change the priority once or twice to get it to show up here. There we go.
There we go. Now, once we have reassigned that priority as urgent, since we hadn't done so prior, it now is marked as urgent tickets must be closed within 24 hours, that SLA that we just created.
Yeah, so that's going to show up in bright red, and you'll also have a notification there on the Kanban of the SLA.
The timeline in which it must be completed by.
Absolutely. And on the dashboard, you'll have a, one tickets to review in your support team, and that's going to show you tickets with an upcoming SLA date. So this is anything that is in danger of failing an SLA. I don't actually know the exact behavior of how tickets wind up there, but I think it's tickets that are considered by the system to be in date or in danger of failing an SLA. If you want to know the exact specifics of how that code works, I can look that up for you later. Send me an email at events@odoo.com. Let's see. Any more questions? Please let us know. I'm just looking through the chat. I don't see any questions coming in. So let's see, Connor, how much did you talk about sending emails based on stages? I might have been answering questions at that point.
I did just mention it briefly. It's something that you'll be able to edit when you're in this Kanban view. You simply click on this gear icon, scroll down to edit stage, click into that, and you can have an automated answer email template set for when it travels through those stages. So if it hits the review stage, you can automate an email to be sent to the ticket owner. Or you can have it set as the new, so when it hits the new stage, it'll automatically send out a ticket as well, or an email as well.
Absolutely. So that can be useful. You can configure your own emails, your own custom emails. The default ones you get are the new, the solved, and the rating request. So set the new ticket default email template on the new stage, and when you create a ticket, for example, when a customer sends an email in or submits a web form request or a live chat ticket is created, or you manually create a ticket for them, for example, for phone support, that customer is going to receive an email with a link to their ticket, a link to the reference number of the ticket, so they can go ahead and click on that and know that you're working on it. If you have a lot of stages, this could be useful. It's a very flexible way to automatically notify your customers as you're working on their tickets. Let's see, we do have one more question coming in from Bazamor. I'm sorry, YouTube usernames again. Difficulty in pronouncing them. And just bear with me a moment while I read through your question. So he's asking if we're able to, looks like we're able to track the calculated time through an SLA. Are we able to access or create that calculation through Studio? For example, I want to show the time the time it took for a ticket to move from stage new to the next column. Let's see, I believe you could do that through reports. That's an interesting question. You can definitely access that calculated field through Studio. Let's see. I would say play around with the reports a little bit and get into debug mode and see what that field might be. You can shoot me an email at events@odoo.com and we can look into that in more detail for you. I don't actually know the answer to that off the top of my head. But yeah, we could absolutely look into that. That's a great question, and I'd be curious to know. But we do actually have a KPI of, let's see, is there a time to close? There's got to be a time to close report somewhere, and I'm sorry that I don't know that offhand. So please send me an email. And for now, let's move on to the next question from Dan Bigelow. He's asking, how could or would this trigger an RMA, or if a product needed to be returned or a replacement product shipped out? Could you discuss a little bit around that kind of scenario? For example, if someone has an issue with their products and needs a replacement sent out. That's a great situation in which you might want to use Odoo Studio to create a link between those applications. As it stands now, let's see. As it stands now, you would have to, or what you could do is just add the, let's see.
Add a field to the help desk ticket in which you could provide a source document for the purchase order or the sale order, and then try to automate that action between the inventory and help desk to get that return going. I think would be the workaround, right?
I think, yeah, that would be a good way to do it. You could also just use the chatter and talk about it that way. That's kind of a low-tech way to do it, but I think that would work well. You could go in, tag your warehouse guy and tag the salesperson, depending on how your company is set up, to have the to go ahead and process the return on the sale order and on the delivery when the product arrives, and create a delivery order in the inventory app to ship out the replacement good. You could really go wild creating a customization in Studio to process a return directly from the help desk app, but by default there is only the standard Odoo link in which you can go and find the inventory app and create the delivery order, and the sales app and process a return.
Yep.
Let's see, and I think that if we don't have any more questions, we'll just wait a few more minutes. If we don't have any more questions, we'll wrap it up here. I want to thank you guys all so much for coming out. We really appreciate everyone coming, joining us for these webinars. Odoo wouldn't be here without its wonderful user community around the world. And we appreciate you taking the time to come out here and learn about Odoo and ask us questions. Let's see. So, I guess without any further questions, let's go ahead and wrap this up. And again, thank you. If you came late and missed the introduction, you can view this recording at any time at this same URL. Okay, wait, here's some more questions coming in. There is a little broadcast delay, so it takes about 10 seconds for you guys to see what we're doing here. But here's one.
Brandon. Gave you an out on the name.
Thank you, Brandon. I appreciate that. I don't have to struggle to pronounce your username. Here's a tough question from you. You guys have made default email templates for accounting and for sale order notification. Any plans to do so for help desk? That's a great question. I don't know what's in the works as far as making those default templates more beautifully formatted with the HTML and the color scheme and everything. You could probably just grab the code that's in those nicer email templates for the sales order and the accounting notifications.
Well, I believe version 11 has plans for a better HTML editor, so you will be able to more than likely make a prettier ticket with that new version 11 system that's set to come out this upcoming fall.
Okay, that's great to know. Yeah, and I do know that the system as it stands, you can add whatever HTML you'd like. So depending on your comfort level with HTML, you could grab what we've done with those other templates and add them to the help desk templates and modify them to include the correct information. And I'm sure that at some point, better looking templates are in the works for defaults. Because we've been getting them, as time goes on, we've been receiving more updates have been made to the email templates. So I'm sure that is definitely planned and currently possible if you do a little bit of the legwork yourself. And Dan, moving on to your question, that is correct. There is currently no out-of-the-box link between help desk tickets and delivery orders. But again, you can follow the customer to the breadcrumbs through the sales orders to the delivery orders, or you can add with Studio a link to the delivery orders directly onto the ticket if that's something that you guys do a lot. But like you said, no, there is currently no out-of-the-box way to do that. Here's another question from Emily asking if there's a way to add custom fields to tickets. Absolutely, Emily. You can just drag them on there with Odoo Studio. Let's see. Do you have a moment to demonstrate? We just have a few more minutes.
Yeah, we could.
Let's see. That's the one.
So you'd simply need to install Studio.
Yep. This will just take a moment. And we're only going to go into the very surface level details of Studio.
We're not going to get too in-depth. I'm just going to show you how the pop-up box works and how you can drag and drop based on the field type. Let's go back.
Everyone note that this version of Studio is on SAS 14, which is a version of Odoo intermediate between Enterprise version 10 and 11. So it's going to look a little bit different from your Odoo Studio if you are using Enterprise version 10.
Okay, so let's go ahead and jump into the tickets. Just go ahead and jump into this ticket right here. Click the Studio icon. It'll bring in this column right here with all the different field types that you can drag and drop over. So you can choose from a variety of different fields, many to one, one to many, many to manys, anything really, and just go ahead and drag and drop. So let's just go ahead and drag a date over here. Now you've got a new date field right here. You can set the conditions and all of the properties, or just go ahead and save it. So it's pretty simple. You do not need to have really any kind of tech literacy or SQL or Python coding. It's simply just dragging and dropping and having a fairly base understanding of the system, and you'll be able to really utilize a lot of the functionality.
Absolutely. And as your understanding grows, you can do more and more with Studio. It's very easy to add fields, but you can also automate things and go into more detail, really doing quite a bit of building on top of stock Odoo as you learn more about how it works. And some technical knowledge is definitely helpful, but you don't need to know how to code. Let's see, and I think that if there's no more questions, we will go ahead and wrap it up here. Let's see. Yeah, sorry, just switching to the camera. There we go. Yeah, so if there's no more questions, we're going to go ahead and wrap it up here. Again, I want to thank you all so much for coming out today and for asking us questions and learning about Odoo. If you missed the beginning of this session, note that that it has been recorded, and you can view it at any time by simply visiting this same link. Just save the URL, bookmark it if you want. And you can rewatch this recording at any time. I think that after I shut off the stream, or even at any time, you can just mouse over the YouTube video and jump back to a point in time to rewatch something that we've done. And I will be adding this video to our playlist of webinars. And yeah, so you can review that at any time. I'll actually go ahead and drop that playlist into the YouTube chat right now. And I'm going to go ahead and end the stream. So thank you guys all very much.
Before the stream ends, I do want to mention if anyone would like to see any of this in a personalized demo, feel free to schedule a demo with me using that Acuity link at the bottom in the description.
Absolutely. Thank you for reminding me, Connor. Yes, if you'd like to book a meeting directly onto Connor's calendar, if you're interested in learning more about Odoo, his job here is to help people evaluate the system. He knows a lot about a lot of Odoo. So go ahead and book a meeting on his calendar, and he can talk about how the system might be useful to you, help you evaluate it. That is what he's here for. So again, thank you all so much, and I'm going to go ahead and end the stream now. Have a wonderful rest of your day.